Hi everybody, it's Katrina here. Today we are talking about search engine optimization and how it works. So how does SEO work? We're going to get right into it. And this is going to be tailored specifically for small business owners who are looking for local business in their area. Okay, so firstly, search engine optimization, or SEO, essentially is the interconnective tissue of all things online. You want to consider SEO as anything that helps people find you easier on search engines, and that includes Google, which is the obvious when you think of search engine optimization, but it also includes other search engines like Bing, DuckDuckGo, and Yahoo. Also, YouTube is considered a search engine as well. It's not just a social media site, it's also a search engine. People are going there to look for information and deep diving on different topics. So you want to kind of think of this in broad terms and in a different way maybe than you're used to. So how do you optimize for search? There's a plethora of different ways. We're just going to talk about a handful of them today. Firstly, and this is probably the most common that you guys do in your everyday life without realizing it, is social media. When you are adding those categories in Instagram posts, or you're filling out the settings of your profile, that is a form of optimization. Those keywords and that information that you're putting in your social media profiles are there to help you rank amongst different companies on the platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, it doesn't matter. Every single site has different ways to categorize information. So that's something to keep in mind. It's a very, very broad subject, which is why there's a lot of misconceptions to it. So that's the most common way people use search engine optimization in their everyday life. Now you also have the optimization for on and off your site. That's called on-page SEO and off-page SEO. On-page SEO includes things like blogs, tags, title tags, headlines, things that involve the user experience as well. That's another form of SEO. Essentially, it's making your website more searchable on the front and the back end of it. Now, a lot of people think, well, if I have a well-designed website and people enjoy being there, they're going to contact me, they're going to call me. But the tags that you're putting in the back end of your website is what pulls up your site and your blogs and your sub pages on Google. So you really want to make sure that you have keywords in there, everything's spelled correctly, it looks nice. And if you don't know how to do it, my suggestion would be to hire an agency to do that for you, or get an agency to coach you on how to do that as well. A lot of agencies like ours also provide coaching. That being said, guys, we are here to give you weekly digital marketing information, industry trends, all kinds of great stuff. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and you share this video and you spread that information to people who need it. All right, let's get back to it. So we talked about on-page SEO. Let's talk about off-page SEO. So off-page SEO would include things like backlinks. So what are backlinks? Those are other websites that link back to you. And social media sites can count towards this. When we think of backlinks and featured articles and things of this nature, we're talking about other websites that have credibility in your industry that link back to you. And that sounds like it's easy, right? People share each other's content on social media without even asking. Doing that on a website should be a no-brainer, right? Well, it takes a lot of time and effort and money often to build a large following on a website. So if you're looking for features on somebody else's blog page, that may cost a decent chunk of change depending on the platform and how they value the platform. If it's an ideal audience of, thousands or maybe even millions of people, you could be paying hundreds or even thousands of dollars for one feature. But if you do your research and they can prove that their audience is the perfect ones for you, it's definitely worth the squeeze. That juice is worth the squeeze, guys, if the analytics add up. And that leads me to the most important thing, and I'm going to sound like a broken record with these videos, but you have to know your audience. You have to really study your audience, get into their mindset, understand what they want, because until you do that, everything else that you're doing in your marketing is going to be that much harder. So when you have an overlapping audience, definitely reach out, see if you could get a feature. You may have a platform that is willing to do some kind of exchange with you too, but more often than not, that feature on that other website may cost you money. All right. Other forms of SEO that you could utilize would involve ads. Those ads and those tags go into the search engine and helps categorize you as well. Now, let's say you're doing that. You have backlinks, you're featured on other websites, you're doing blogs, your website has different pages and subpages, your content on there is fun, is engaging, you got videos, you're on social media all the time, and you're doing all this stuff and things, right? What comes next? What comes after that? When should you expect to see results from that? And the answer is, it just depends, right? Overall, it depends on the quality that you're doing and how well you're hitting the marks and understanding the audience and fulfilling the needs that they have. But in terms of Google search or Yahoo or Bing or any search engine, that depends on how quickly they're going to categorize that information. And as we know, or many of us know, Google is severely understaffed. So a lot of these methods with SEO are a long-term game. When Google gets to the point of categorizing your website, which is not an instant process, they will take in all the information that you've been giving them for weeks or months, and you'll see a big boost in search engine traffic at that time if it's done correctly, and again, if it's interesting and compelling. If that holds true, then you should see it within weeks or months, some form of a jump. Now that is if social media is in play. More and more, as days go by and the months and the years go by, we're noticing social media is just more and more important to this whole plan that we're talking about here. So if you can't do everything we talked about, my suggestion would be to focus heavy on content like videos and reels, and put out blogs often, maybe once a week or once every other week. And that in and of itself should make a big difference. Don't worry about spending a bunch of money on ads. Focus more on the organic side of content, getting to know your audience to fulfill their needs and expectations. And if all else fails, in your content, ask your audience, what do you want to see? What problems are you experiencing? How can I help you? What could I talk about to help your business? If you have a happy client, make that into a testimonial video. Tell them, hey, we'll give you, $10 off or $50 off of your next order with us if you're in our videos. Anything. That's just my suggestion, guys. I've been Katrina. I appreciate your time. If you have any other SEO tips and tricks you want to share, you want me to do a deep dive on this topic, contact us, send us a DM. We would love to hear from you. It's our pleasure to serve you. And if you need help with digital marketing, please contact us today at 407-334-9378. Again, that phone number is 407-334-9378. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.